Shiny Pokemon, a staple from the Pokemon franchise that goes all the way back to Generation 2. They come in various colors, some slightly different from their normal counterparts, many with better color designs in their shiny form. There's plenty of shiny hunters out there, myself included, who love to hunt these goobers. My favorite kind of shinies are pink ones, so why not dedicate a whole video shiny hunting the pink goobers? It all started last year. I was completing a playthrough of Pokemon Crystal Virtual Console on my 3DS. It's been almost 20 years since I played the Gen 2 games on my Game Boy Color, so it was a nice experience to play through the game again. Now, another reason why I wanted to play through this game was to get one of the rarest shiny Pokemon, Celebi, which we did get back in February 7th of 2024. If you want to see the original video on the shiny hunt, check it out here. So after getting the shiny pink onion, a thought came to mind. What is also synonymous with pink? Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If you've been following the channel, you know about my mom's diagnosis. Safe to say, after her most recent mammogram over the summer, she's been breast cancer free once again, which means in 2024, we are celebrating 21 years of my mom being breast cancer free. If you're new here and you want to learn more about my mom's story, please watch this video that actually kicked off my channel. Since 2021, I've been a partner and fundraised with National Breast Cancer Foundation. Fun fact, my mom chose this organization to support since she attributes her survivorship with early stage detection of her breast cancer. NBCF focuses on advocating for early detection of breast cancer. Every October, I celebrate my mom's survivorship while also bringing awareness to breast cancer. This year, I wanted to do something different and catch shiny pink Pokemon during my fundraiser for NBCF, which is still ongoing. We're fundraising till the end of October. If you want to support, check out the links below. This year, we have some really cool Pokemon merch giveaways. Two of them are peaking style Pokemon stickers of Rachael and Celebi. Notice something cool about this Celebi? It's holographic, which is the first time I've had this sort of reward. Again, the links to learn more about the fundraiser and NBCF are below. Alright, now for the hunt. The games we'll be hunting the pink baddies are Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Emerald. Rachael being introduced in Generation 9 as a fire starter is a pink baddie that comes to mind. There are no thoughts up there, so that should be an easy target. After days of Masuda methoding, we got the Gator Boy. Speaking of starters, Mudkip's shiny is pretty iconic and bright pink. If you got the DLC for Scarlet and Violet and progressed it, you can eventually shiny hunt starters across the terrarium in the Indigo Disc DLC. However, this is a Gen 3 Pokemon we're talking about, and as a Gen 3 enjoyer, we're going back to Hoenn. I wanted this shiny cot to be special, so I made a new save file and named the trainer NBCF, shorthand for National Breast Cancer Foundation. Using RNG Manipulation, got 2 pink babies added to our collection, and you know the drill. FA and Blissy's guides will be in the description. Of course, while doing these hunts, we talked about NBCF and how breast cancer has affected chat or my family's life. To the people who shared their own personal stories with a family member, or their own experiences, or celebrations of life in my chat, I want to say thank you for trusting me and my community with your stories. It means a lot that you feel like my place is a safe space to share a personal experience like that. If you or a loved one is currently navigating their breast cancer journeys and needs support, please check out NBCF. Another focus they have is providing support services to people who are navigating their diagnosis to ensure no one goes through this alone. If you grew up on the Pokemon anime like I did, you know those first couple of seasons were iconic. Renting the Pokemon movies VHS tapes from Blockbuster, or waking up early on Saturday to watch the reruns. It's so crazy to think a lot of the original voice actors are retiring after a storied career around Pokemon, though some of their stories are cut short. Rachael Lillis, the voice actor for Jessie, Misty, and various Pokemon throughout the franchise, passed away in August from breast cancer. Her voice acting spanned 423 episodes from 1997 to 2015. I figure we should also shiny hunt her Pokemon. It just seems right to try and honor her legacy in such a small way. The list includes Vulpix, Venonat, Jigglypuff, Torchic, and Goldeen. With the new challenge mapped up, it was time for the new hunt. Back into Scarlet, we ventured back into Kitakami. For shiny Venonat, we ran into one a couple months ago. I had a cold sweat though, because in typical Scarlet and Violet fashion, the game froze. Thankfully, we got the little dude in a luxury ball. Next on the list, Vulpix. You can find them in the Timeless Woods. So after popping a sandwich and picnic resetting, we found her Vulpix, captured in a heal ball. Speaking of heal balls, at the time of this video's recording, we hit my $600 incentive for National Breast Cancer Foundation. I'm giving away a scaled version of the heal ball as a thank you for that $600 incentive hit. Details for the giveaway is in the link below. And then sorry for the folks who are watching this in the future and the giveaway is already over. We actually do a lot of charity fundraising here throughout the year. So hit the subscribe button, follow me on Twitch and my other socials to keep track of our charity activities and giveaways in the future. Moving on, Jigglypuff. In the base game, South Province Area 2 is the place to be. This hunt was a little quirky. If you don't know, when there's a storm weather effect, certain Pokemon, well, they will be swept away, including Igglybuff and Jigglypuff. Thankfully, shinies don't fly away. So creating sandwiches and picnics with that knowledge and being in the middle of a storm, we found a shiny Igglybuff. After leveling up the friendship, we finally had our Jigglypuff. With half of Rachael's Pokemon acquired, we're switching gears to Pokemon Emerald. Did you know what determines Wurmple's evolution is randomly generated from its PID? This will determine whether or not it's a Beautifly or Dustox. Thankfully, the Wurmple from my Emerald Shiny Nuzlocke I did back in May turned out to be a Beautifly, so that one's knocked off. Alright, nearing the end. Staying on Pokemon Emerald, we're gonna hunt for Goldeen. There are a few places where you can go fishing for Goldeen in Emerald. Heading to Route 114, it was time to crank out an RNG Manipulation. This was actually my first time trying this RNG with the fishing rod. So while simple, I did somehow struggle with it, trying to hunt this specific way. So as a backup, I tried for a Masuda method as well. I had to move a few spots, switch rods, and finally, Goldeen came home after 620 attempts. Of course, I'm counting the RNG Manips and Masuda methods combined. Lastly, Torchic. Remembering that I had the save file with NBCF trainer name, I booted up that save file to get Rachael's last voice-acted Pokemon under 20 RNG Manipulation attempts. Lo and behold, the gang is all here. While making this video, I felt like I couldn't leave out Rachael, so I hope that the inclusion of her Pokemon is a good way to kind of tie off this video about pink Pokemon and Breast Cancer Awareness Month, supporting National Breast Cancer Foundation. She has a GoFundMe page that her family set up. I was happy to add a donation to her memorial. If you want to see her memorial service, I encourage you to check out the GoFundMe page. The link is in the description below. I know the topic of breast cancer is heavy for some folks, myself included. I mean, I was only 7 or 8 years old, and at that age, there wasn't really anything you could do. Not only does the breast cancer diagnosis affect the individual who it was detected in, it also affects the family. 21 years later, and I'm still working through that impact that it had on me. I do remember spending a lot of time on my Game Boy Advance SP playing Pokemon Sapphire to cope with my mom's treatment. Pokemon was my escape. I can't help but to tie it back all these years later. Reading through Rachael's GoFundMe page, there was many folks with stories about Rachael's impact and her legacy as a voice actor for Pokemon. It felt nice to see how others remember someone who was a part of their childhood. And well, with all the pink shinies and Rachael's voice-acted shiny Pokemon collected, this hunt comes to a close. But what is still ongoing is my fundraising efforts supporting National Breast Cancer Foundation. Here's a QR code for my campaign. We still have a lot of incentives and days left in October to fundraise and support National Breast Cancer Foundation. If you're watching this in the future, the Tiltify links to donate will be replaced with a direct donation to NBCF. Tell them Yoshi sent you. Remember to keep the receipts as NBCF allows for tax write-offs of your donation. Anyways, that's all for the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all when I see you.